Safe area detected.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Full Codex. Pardon me, I'm just going to delete some stuff, and then we're going to jump right into it. Okay, so your strongest DPS build you're going to come across, of course, it's going to be the focus build. It is the strongest one without taking in as much damage. Now, the player's choice would be if you want to go regular focus or full focus. Honestly, you're able to do the full one, which is the perfect one. This will give you more damage. The best thing to do is the Coyote's Mask to give your teammates extra damage. One piece Seska, one piece Grupo, Petrov gloves, Overlord knee pads. Now you can trade the Petrov gloves out right here and put on a piece of Walker to give yourself weapon damage, to give yourself some more crit chance, because your crit chance is going to be at 44%. That's going to be player's choice on that. You'll hit nearly the same, but it will not be as strong as this. For your weapons talents, your best weapon is going to be the classic M1A, and if you're able to put on, say, Boomerang or Rifleman, that is going to be your top two. Boomerang is going to be better off because as long as you crit and you have high crit, and especially for long range engagements, because this is going to give you the extra crit chance when you hit those long range engagements, the M1A is going to hit the hardest with the Boomerang talent. Rifleman, you have to be able to land headshots. Again, this is going to be your strongest DPS build out there. So what we're going to do is we're going to trade off these two blue cores, and we're going to show you the difference between this and glass cannon. Let's make sure we have it. We have a Grupo all red. We have, do we have a Foxes all red? Foxes all red. And do we happen to have, I'm pretty sure we do. We better have it, unless I put it on the other character. There we go. Okay, so now as for your specialists, because your strongest weapon is going to be your M1A, you're best doing the sharpshooter, putting on rifle. For the extra headshot damage and stuff, go ahead and get this for the digital aiming rail. And because you're using rifles, it's your strongest, it's going to give you the extra headshot damage right here. So that's going to be extra damage out of your build. The reason I use the Technician Spotter Drone is to give those other players or myself a detailed idea of what area they are coming from, where the ads are coming from, so I don't get surprise jumped by any of them. As for your extra specialist pieces, I have these for other builds. So these are my three on this one. I have rifles, ARs, and a pistol. You can use whatever you prefer. Again, since marksman rifles and rifles are the only thing that get this extra headshot damage, if you want to take the AR and put that onto here, that's fine. So you can have rifle, marksman, and pistol, because that way if they do get close, you can get that. Also, with the extra headshot damage supposedly coming to the pistols in TU17, that's probably going to be your three strongest. Rifle, marksman rifle, and pistol. Okay, so to show that this is the strongest, we're going to come down here, we're going to put this on named, so people also, I like doing these live ones, these live events like this, so people can't say, well, you're actually just showing this and it's not real, because you can edit videos. So we're going to show it live. I think doing one of these live codexes is actually better. I don't know about y'all. Anyway, we got the max amount of headshot damage, max amount of crit chance that we can put into the build, and here we go. Okay, so focus takes a few seconds to build up. I think it's about 6 seconds. 566, 647, but we're averaging about 566 on the target. So we'll stay at the 566. Even though we see that one boost ever so often, we'll stay at 566, right? Because see, there's a 6.4 and there's a 6.0. So we're going to stay at 566. Okay, so to trade this off, if you want to go glass cannon, you can still do the same. So we come down here, we put on the sacrifice. We've got the Grupo, we've got the Overlord. So this is all we're trading out, is this chest piece. We're going to trade out the crit hit damage on the chest. So all you've done to trade out is a chest piece. That way you have your build set the way you want. All you're trading out is the one piece. And now we don't have to wait, we can just... So you saw a 566, we got 5.1, 5.9. Like I said, it jumps up. So we can actually see more 5.1s than we see anything else. That 5.9 was like that 6 mil number. So we're hitting for 5.1 versus 5.6. Well, we've lost 5,000 in damage. A total of 5,000 in damage. And because we've lost that 5,000 in damage, we're also taking in 60%. That's why I say sometimes on certain builds, glass cannon is not the strongest build out there. It's really not. Now, another thing, you'll see a lot of players putting on 3-piece Providence as well. You can do that and you don't have to do the Grupo and the Seska, because the Providence is also going to give you the crit chance and the critical hit damage. The reason for that is, let's say your teammates have enough coyotes on. I can then put on, say, another piece of Providence, get more crit chance for myself. I could put on a piece of Walker and trade that out. Then I don't need the Seska, and I can still keep the crit hit damage, and I don't have to worry about losing that second piece of Providence and then losing the crit hit damage and getting nothing but crit chance. That's why the Seska and the Grupo is going to be better than the Providence. So again, that's where that one piece comes into effect. Having the Seska, the Grupo, the Providence versus the Providence. So adjust your builds that way. You'll see that you can swap out things better and make it easier on yourself for your builds. Now, me as a backup, I've always liked the Keenbreaker, and that's another reason why I'm running the drone, is because even with this, I can easily just pop out a drone. Hey, he's pulled. Oh, I got damage. You know, I've got a high damage weapon and so forth. So that's another reason. So damage build, there, we're done. Okay, skill builds. We're going to flop between 3 characters, and we're going to show you the skill builds. So like we said before, this is a hybrid one. And again, that's going to be player's choice on what you want to run on your chest piece. Glass cannon goes solo. If you're going to do in more groups, say like 3 or more players, or even 2 players, you're better with Overwatch. Let them go for the full yellow skill damage build, so their skills damage and their weapons can get that, and then run this build right here. That's going to give you for more damage for your entire team. That way you're getting weapon damage, you're getting regen, and then you're helping your team out with the Overwatch. That's how you benefit not one but multiple players when you are playing in multiple groups of people. So if you're going to do it, 3-piece Empress, 2-piece Brazos, Memento backpack. Now the only bad part I'll say about this build is if you're on a legendary and you're trying to get stacks and other players are getting the kill because their skills are doing more damage, or they're one sniping because we're going to have sniper builds coming in, this can actually be detrimental, but you're still going to have the survivability, because if they're getting the kills, you're not dropping the tags. So that's the one downside to this type of build. Solo, this build is great because you're dropping everything, you're killing them, you're able to do that, and that's where you can put on the glass cannon and so forth. Other than that, this is probably the best way to run it. Now, you can run a different type of weapon for this. I prefer the shotgun with in sync, just because if they're close and personal and I have to kill them, I can swap that out and then just blast them. Another thing is, it's also great for chongas, because even though it's got damage to armor, it's got a high damage to targets out of cover, and that way, even with the in sync, I can still slap them down. Now, damage to health is going to damage the chongas even more, and even though this one only has 9.5, if the chonga is a legendary, sometimes it's harder to kill them. So again, you can still go for something that has high damage to targets out of cover and still get the damage out with the in sync when they're up close and personal. And because it shoots 8 pellets on them, it's going to do more damage in total. Again, and that's a hybrid skill build, so we're going to swap to, and we got the damage on that on a different video, so when I actually make these, we'll go to a different one. So we're going to swap to another character. I'll show you a different type of skill build.
Entering safe area.
Matter of fact, before I even show it, do I have that other piece on here? No, I don't. Okay, so is it in here? Do 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 do. Yep, it is. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let me go recal this just one time.
Need anything?
Oh my god, where did it go? What the fluffy pumpernickels? I just had it. There it is. My bad. Okay. Now, before we even get into showing the build. Okay. So, if I were to show you the difference between this right here and tech support. Regular combined arms is 25%. Tech support is 25%. They are literally the exact same. So I'm going to show you in this video on this specific build why it doesn't matter what I do, this one backpack is still stronger than a different backpack I'm going to throw on later. Even though this is 25 and this is 25. Now, the perfect one is 30. So let's get into the build.
Hey, you looking for something special?
Go down here, get some stuff set up. Okay, it's set for heroic. Okay. Yeah, come on. Yeah. All right. So, little guy behind me, right there, is going to be hit by this build. Now, this is the strongest skill build you will come across. Now, off. Why are you not putting a piece of wyvern here to get the extra skill damage out? I'll show you in a second. This backpack is actually the stronger backpack than the wyvern version. This chest piece is the strongest chest piece for this build. Now, here's why you need to find the one with the blue core. If I were to get sniped by a sniper dog, I have this in a video, I have shown this in my previous codex. This one blue core gets rid of 10% of this amplified damage, which turns this into a regular type glass cannon, but you have 30% skill damage. That is why the blue core right here is going to be the strongest Providence skill damage, skill haste type build you can get. Now, of course, you can always go and put on a red core and get the weapon damage out. but it's not going to matter because you're still so squishy that you're going to die by a grenade. Now, snipers, sniper dogs will still negate this by 10% with the blue core. So that's how you have some survivability. This backpack is still stronger than this backpack, even if I were to put combined arms or tech support on here. It is still stronger than that extra 10%, even though you would think 25 and 10 would be 35, and that would beat this backpack right here because it's 35 by 30. You'd be wrong. You still get more out of the Hen of You than you do the Wyvern. So we're going to prove it right here. Alright, so I've got this build on currently right now. Drone's up. Okay, it's going to the turret. Let's get the drone. While it's stacking, let's get some damage out. .304. 304, 425. Y'all see that, right? 304, 425. So while that's going away, we're at 304, 425. What we're going to do is we're going to do this. We have to get a kill with the skill, which we don't need to worry about the skill haste. So what we're going to do is we're going to send this little sucker out there, kill and add. Doesn't matter what he kills, we just got to get tech support to work to show the 25. Okay, he's coming back. Now remember, 304, 425, right? We still got tech support. Here he comes. Okay, 304, 425. 303, 975. 303, 975. So even if I trade tech support to combined arms and use the Wyvern, the Hen of You still beats it, period. End of story. I haven't changed anything else. Y'all saw that. There's nothing else changed. I still beat it by about 100K. Or not 100K. Not 100K. About, I'd say about, what is that, about 1,000, maybe give or take, less, 500. So we beat it by 500 per bullet of the skill. And that's just the turret itself. So 304, and that's at 11. That's not even a 20 or 21 on the skill or drone. So this right here is going to be your highest damaging skill build in the game. And again, what we can do to prove the God, what is it? The sniper dog. Let's go over here. Let's see if we can find a sniper dog. And I'll show you. I'll try to take the shot from the sniper dog and see if I can survive. We'll see. Because even a purple sniper dog should be able to one-shot you with the perfect glass cannon. So let's pray to God we find a... Please be a dog. Please be a dog. Someone out here.
I won't tell anybody where you are. Come on. Come a little mercy.
Mercy? You want mercy?
Good night, bitch.
Excuse me, sir. That is very... Oh, there's a dog. What is that? It's a sniper dog. No, that's a gunner dog. Damn it. Please give me a sniper dog. I just want one sniper
Incoming
dog.
hostiles detected.
Oh, there it is. Sniper dog. Sniper dog. Yeah. Stop shooting the sniper dog, you bastard. No, stop it. Okay. Alright, here we go. Come on, shoot me. Shoot me, you little bastard. Okay, wow, that was some terrible shooting there, sniper dog. Come on, shoot me once. Thank you.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
See, there it is. Survived. Yellow sniper dog. That took away 10% right there off the 60. So, hopefully that should be enough to let y'all guys know I'm not bullshitting you with that. You can survive with the perfect glass on against the sniper dog. The only thing you won't survive is a legendary yellow grenadier. That's the only thing you will not survive. That one sometimes can one-tap you, sometimes cannot one-tap you. I don't know why. It's sometimes you get left with like a sliver on, but yeah,
restored.
That's that. Okay. So now that that's out of the way, oh, another part to the skill builds. You're going to see a lot of YouTubers sitting there saying, put on the AR with this. Do not. I cannot stress this enough for new players. Do not put 2 ARs on, for the love of God. Because if you run out of AR ammo, you have nothing to fall back on. Put a Harmony on. It's a rifle. That way you have the perfect in sync, which would give you the 40, and you have the capacitor, which is an AR, to give you 60% skill damage. This way, if you happen to run out of capacitor ammo, you can swap to the Harmony and then get damage, especially if you're playing certain levels or anything like that where you have X amount of ammo, you know, they cut you short on ammo. Always, always have a Harmony and capacitor as a backup. Lastly, make sure you have a card 45. It's the strongest pistol you can have for the most shots, the more accuracy, and at the same time you can have in sync. You don't need the TDI card, just get you a regular card 45 and go with it like that. It's honestly going to be your better off choice. Yes, weapons like the Liberty or the Regulus, like those types of pistols have more damage. They have less shots, they're all over the place. The card 45 has the highest damage for the smaller pistols, has the best damage drop off, everything, reload time, stability, and accuracy. So get the card 45, set it up that way. And that's pretty much it for skill builds. So we'll go back to the main character.
Safe area entered.
Okay, so now it comes to healers. There's 2 types of healers. There's this type, and then there's this type. Now, as for how healers go, your future initiative is always going to be your best heal type build for your team. There are multiple ways to set this up. There's actually probably about, I'd say three good ways to set this up if you're just doing heals. There's 4 ways if you want to give damage, like I have a legendary booster build, which nobody really talks about because nobody really wants to run this type of build because you're not doing any damage. You're just supporting your entire team. Nobody ever runs this build, but this is mine. I created this a long time ago. And we'll get into that one lastly of all the healers. But this here is going to be your strongest heals. I'd like to get a second person so we can demonstrate it, but I can't. Oh well. Anyway, the best way I can do this, and I probably have it in the other codex, I'm going to try to get someone to do it when I actually make the full codex. This healer build that I'm going to show you is by far the best, and let's see if I have the other ones in here. I don't have it! Oh, shit. Fuck. Anyway, okay, so what you would do is there's three different ways you can run this. This one here is the strongest because this RNK, the incoming repairs, gives your team a loop effect. Now, what do I mean by loop effect? For instance, I could have a player here where I drop this hive. And I could be way out there. I could be way over there. In the dark zone, I can actually show you. I have healed myself and another player because they're fighting players here at this door. I have healed myself all the way over here with the RNK because of the incoming repair effect. As long as your teammates are within the area of a heal that you have dropped of some sort, or you're healing another player, and it's weird. I don't know why, but I've chased a friendly. He was down here fighting. I dropped the hive, I think, right about here. And right about here is where it started to go red. So I was probably just about to jump off. He's still getting healed, and it's still keeping me alive. So I could heal someone from standing on this spot, shoot a Kim over here, heal a player, and still get heals for myself. That's its range by doing the one-piece RNK. And because the crossbow itself, and I'll go show y'all why I mean this, this crossbow, the specialist, gives out this specific spot on the deal itself, on the specialist, increased outgoing healing. So outgoing healing, that 15%, and because I have the RNK on and it's incoming repairs, I outgo and income at the same time. That's how you get the loop effect. That's why the RNK backpack helps. Now, Safeguard is the better talent to go to with this. Now, why I say that is because if you're using the future backpack, it is limited to a 5-meter radius. Now, that actually hurts that build. That backpack actually hurts that build. Now, how does it hurt that build? So this is 5 meters right here. So right where that NPC is, or that we'll say he's right about there, okay? Right, we'll toss it out. We'll say that's right underneath him, give or take. Maybe it's off by a little bit. But anyway, that ring right there, that's 5 meters, okay? That inner ring is 5 meters. So if I want to find out where that 5 meters is, that's right here, which should be at the sandbags, which is 5 meters, right underneath him. If I scoot it forward just a little bit, that's where it should be. So from that hive to that ring right there, that's a 5-meter radius. So if I'm standing right underneath my hive and a player is out there in that ring, we will get that loop effect from the Future Initiative backpack. If I go outside of that ring right there, he gets jack shit. He gets nothing out there. Versus this backpack, as long as I'm at full armor, I get 100%. And I also get the extra 60 from this from the 5 meters. So let's say I'm inside that ring. I now have 160%, not 120, I have 160% heals inside that ring. Anything from that ring out, as long as I have full armor, I have 100%. That is where this backpack alone, plus that loop effect, keeps me with full armor and my teammates with full armor. Now, you can trade out the chest piece on the future from this empathetic resolve and go for the future one, which would be this, and throw in the BTSU gloves. This would give you an overclock. One time, one effect. Now in PvP, if someone jammers your hive, you're pretty much SOL. So hopefully the devs fix that and they leave the jammer as it is, because if so, that's going to make this guy to where he always has his heals and they can keep themselves healed the whole time. And the jammers take no effect and don't kill this thing. If so, this would be the new the old school PvP meta deal, just trading out that RNK. Now, Alps would give yourself more heals, but if you drop that RNK, you lose that loop effect. So the RNK is still going to be the better piece for PvP wise. This is going to drop you from 30% to 25% damage for your team. Now, how does that happen? Again, some people already know, but for the new players, we're going to show you why. So for instance, I have 4-piece future, right? The 4-piece future gives me 15% weapon damage and skill damage. So all I have to do is heal their skill, heal the player, and they get 15% damage on that. At the same time, if I heal them and I'm at full, I give them an extra 15 for 20 seconds. So that's 30% weapon damage, 30% skill damage total versus 25. That way, even if they do get shot, they still have 15%. Even if I get shot, they still have 15% because I've healed them, I've healed something, so it's not a loss in damage. That's why this here is the strongest healer build in PvP you'll come across. Now for PvE, this is my team support. I have created this one a while back. Let me get rid of this thing. Okay, hopefully the hive goes away, comes back. Okay. Team support, PvP. This turns legendary missions into like a hot knife through butter. One of these builds alone increases players' skills damage and their weapon damage at the same time. You can increase their damage up to 15% for this. If you want to throw the crossbow on, you can actually increase because you do a status effect. And the heals, you could actually give them extra damage that way, but you're going to lose the Artificer Hive. Once the Artificer Hive is allowed to move, because the devs said they were supposedly going to let us do that, if they allow us to move the Artificer Hive around, you would put that on a crossbow and you get an extra 10% damage out. Until then, you need the Artificer Hive, so you have to use tech support. So because we're using that extra yellow, you can trade one of these off to weapon damage, and this is going to boost all your legendaries up by 20% on Chongas. You're only going to need one shot with this build to take out anything like a yellow, a purple, or a red. Chongas, you'll be able to stack this on a Chonga. It's going to give an extra 20% here. You're going to have 25%, so that's 45% weapon damage because you're using the chest piece. So that's right here where you see ground control, so we're at 25 plus the 20. So Chongas will take an extra 25 and the extra 20, so that's 45 on Chongas, 25 on other ads. 15 from just using the shotgun, just basically hitting them one time. So you're looking at what, 60% on Chongas and 40% on anything else because they just fall over so fast. Yeah, and then you can add the extra 20 on for Chongas here, so you're at 65 and 40. Now skills on here get a buff amount of 71%. So that buff is 71% extra damage to that skill. So how do I show this? Let's do this. Okay, let me go in here and let me take some damage. Okay, I have nothing. Okay, so this is going to be how that damage is increased. I'll go to a named. Okay, let me get rid of the hive. Okay, there's no charges, there's nothing on my turret. My turret is hitting for 75 175. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on that turret. 75, 175, right? Okay. So, how do I increase this? Well, I can give it some extra shotgun damage. Okay, we gave it 15. There's 86. Okay, we can heal ourselves, get an extra 25, right? $108. Okay. So let's put on the Artificer Hive. $140. Artificer Hive went from giving it 108 to 145. Okay, so let's stack this guy. No, stop shooting him. Shoot over there, please. Will you shoot over there? Hey, I said stop it. All right, he's maxed out. 168. $168.75. Okay, so now we can even jump it up even more with an overcharge. And what does the overcharge give? Probably shouldn't have tossed it out there, should I? We'll find out here in a second. Okay, so Artificer Hive, we'll go overcharge. $204. So we went from 75 to 204. Basically, in short, we've tripled its damage. Almost, I would say, close to tripled a just really crappy turret's damage. Tripled it. So that's what it will do for skills. It'll also do the same for any kind of weapons, because you're giving them 65% to their weapons. But this is going to boost their skills damage up even more. So that's why you run the Artificer Hive, and everybody else on your team just runs a type of skill, because you can boost that up 3 times almost in damage. But yeah, that makes legendaries. I mean, you can literally, if you stack a Chonga before he comes out of a chopper or something like that, and everybody aims on him, that Chonga's gone in less than a second. Literally because of this build. That Chonga is gone that quick. But yeah, that's this build. So there's the 4. And let's see. That's team support. Okay. Alright, Eclipse. We've already done this so many times. I'm really just tired of having this argument, but we're going to go over either way. I don't really care because this is about the deal, so here we go. Okay, Eclipse. This is the strongest Eclipse you're going to have. You can run the Eclipse chest piece, but you're going to lose out on damage. And why is that important to not run the Eclipse chest piece? It is because of this. Let's go ahead and put this on to a yellow first. Alright, they're all gone. Alright, we got the damage from the backpack. Bam. Kills the yellow. Right? As you can see, kills the yellow. Let's get rid of that. Reset. Eclipse chest piece. And I believe I have Wyvern knees. Yeah, I got Wyvern knees. No, that's the skill damage ones. Was it Wyvern gloves? Yeah, Wyvern gloves. Okay, so here we go. Alright. You saw the yellow go, right? We got Wyvern gloves. And everybody's sitting there saying, well, why don't you use Golan gloves? Or Golan knees, or something like that. Why don't you use Golan? Because you only gain 0.6 seconds of duration. Not even a full second. The damage is the same for this. You get skilled damage versus the status effects of the Golan, but you're only going to get 0.6 seconds longer. It's not that much more damage. It's really not, because it's barely even a second. Like, you may not even see the tick. You might see one tick ever so often. It's not that much more in damage. But we got damaged armor in our weapon, in our hand. Here we go. There it is. It kills a yellow. Great. It swaps it over. Okay, it comes back. But here's the catch. Now we're going to go to named. Named enemy. Ready? He's still alive. How many bars is that? Let's say, we'll say 3 bars. Right there. You see it? 2 bars versus, or 3 bars versus 1 bar. There it is. More damage. There it is. You can see it right there for your eyes. That means it's going to be able to kill a lot easier. You're going to have easier time, because if I have, say I have another player over here, I have another player over here, they're already getting that extra damage out. Okay, then I can do the transfer from the chest piece. When it comes down to this, I'm able to get more damage out, which means we're killing faster. I'm killing more adds faster. Alright, now the other part to this is, it was this one. Go back to yellow, and we're going to show the chem launcher one. I believe that's what it was. I believe it was a chem launcher. Alright, elite. Yellow. Glass cannon. Dead. Wyvern. Alright. Reset. So now it transfers over. So again, you can easily go out here and do either one of those. But as y'all saw, the more damage you have, the more you're going to be able to just walk through the content. That's where the glass cannon effect comes from. Now, the Firewall Specialist is honestly the better piece because of one thing. This right here allows you to do damage to dogs and set them on fire. Again, the strongest skills for status is these 2 fire ones. That's it. And I don't know why, but I'm going to show you all this. And this is what trips me out. The damage of this should be fire, right? But the fire damage is way too low. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these up to very hard. Alright. Now watch this. 253. 253, right? That is some really weak ass burn. But look at their armor. It was only on them for a few seconds. But it ticks away at them so hard. I don't know why the numbers are really low, but their armor goes from this. Anyway, that's another thing. That's for later on. I'm still trying to figure out why their armor comes away like that. Okay, so we're out of there. Let's go to... Okay, we got Eclipse. Explosive. Now, I'm going to give y'all 2 ways to run this build. 2 ways that you can run it. But at the end run, this is still going to be your stronger one. Okay? Now, the reason why I'm saying 2 ways to run this is because you technically can, and I don't know if I have it on this one. No, I don't. But I'll explain it then. You can drop the Grupo here. You can drop the Grupo here. And you can drop this and put on Empress International. Okay? It will be less damage than this. It will. No matter what you do, it will be less damage. In my Codex, we actually show this version right here, and that this one here actually hits for, I believe it was 100k more in the turret, even with the waveform. Even with this. Even without the waveform and just putting like a piece of Wyvern down here and doing that 3-piece Empress. Even though it's more consistent. The waveform on this build makes this hit more. Now, the mortar turret is actually affected by damage to armor. Because it's affected by damage to armor, we have to have weapons that have damage to armor in them. The strongest one, which also gives you more damage out, is the capacitor. It has the most damage to armor, gives you that. So your best thing to do is put the capacitor in hand, put on a piece of Petrov gloves, and then get your mortar and your any kind of explosive out that way. Because they're all affected by damage to armor. So, with that being said, you do not have to do skill haste. You don't. That's player's choice, but because the turret does, I think, hold on, let me get out of here. Let me swap out to something real quick and come back. Okay, its cooldown right now is 9 seconds. You don't have to do the skill haste in all these because you're only getting like 4 or 5 skill haste pieces in there, and then you put in the mods. And it'll drop this down to like 16 or something seconds at that point. But that's player's choice. You can go and make this into like crit chance, crit damage, so you can shoot, so on and so forth. Do those. But do not. The only thing I'm going to stress to every player who makes this build, do not do anything other than shock and awe. Now, the reason why I say don't do anything other than shock and awe is because if I were to put tech support on, I have to get a kill, right? I have to get a kill to get that to activate. Okay, that's great against reds, purples, yellows. But when it comes to Chongas, if you can't kill the Chonga in time, you're not going to have the damage. Another thing, combined arms. I don't know if I have that in here. No, it's on the other characters. Combined arms. If you do that, if you're not shooting, you have 3 seconds. It takes, and I'll show y'all. 1, 2, 3. I just hit it from here to there. Anything past that area, which is about 15 meters, anything past 3 meters is too far. Plus, you might hit a roof or something like that, so then it doesn't even hit them, so then you got to shoot and everything. So, again, combined arms, horrible for this. You're better off getting that damage out just by hitting them one time, getting the bleed out, because you do a status effect and do that. You're losing 5% damage in total from tech support and combined arms to get guaranteed constant damage. Of course, glass cannon, so we need 1 piece of Wyvern. So let's go ahead and show some damage numbers. Okay, so it's on the other side. 588. Was it 5.8? 5.8. We'll just go 5.8. So once it maxes out, six, 7.8. Yeah, 7.814. And we can see like 8.2s in there too. I think I just saw an 8.2, and that's still transferring over. So on the other side, 6.9. Okay, so let's max out the capacitor. Keep it maxed. All right. 10.4. And then when it goes to the weak side, I couldn't even read that. But that's pretty low. Anyway, that's the strongest you're going to see. What the? I shot him. Yeah, I mean, you can just delete stuff with this. Anyway, that's an explosive build. Let's go to the other skills, the other type of skill builds. And I believe it's on my third character. Is all my other just random builds. Builds that are there, but they're not worth 100% using unless, you know, I'm still testing. This is my test character.
Safe area detected.
Okie dokie. Let's see here. That one is the fun build. Alright, sniper turrets. This is a sniper turret build. This one actually is really strong against certain NPCs, but when it comes to Black Tusk and stuff, they're too smart. They can outmaneuver. It's not really like a super strong build. It's just a fun build. That's another reason why it's over here. Now, I tested these two weapons out in comparison. This one hits harder than this because I don't know why. And developers, can you please go look at this and tell me why it doesn't? I would love to know, because this is based on how much headshot damage you have for your build. So you would think 137% on your marksman rifle would do that, but no, it's allocated just for the marksman rifle. I was hoping that it would be whatever weapons in your hand, kind of like the TDI card. I was hoping that it would do that, but it's not. So because of that, this surge actually hits harder than the White Death. But anyways, this build in total is going to be how you would get the sniper rifle or sniper turret to do damage. Now, I do not have a 5% damage mod. As you can see, I do not have a 5% damage mod. So this right here is not going to be the max damage numbers you're going to see, but even at minus 5%, this is the max it will potentially be. So this is how you get that damage out, because this does actually count. That 15% headshot damage does count. So here's how you're going to obtain it. You need one piece for tech support because you got to get a kill. There's no other way. You can use combined arms and do that if you want to, but you still have to shoot. So there's going to be times where you can't shoot because you may be med packing up, but you can still snipe. So tech support's your better go-to. Again, you can use perfect combined arms, and you'll get an extra 5% even more out of this. But because you're having to come up and shoot, you cannot use glass cannon. Do not use glass cannon. Your best thing to do is use kinetic momentum on this. Again, you can use glass cannon, use the perfect glass cannon, and then trade the damage out. But if you get sniped, you're basically SOL. There's no saving you whatsoever, because you're going to continuously have to put on med packs. So let's go for this. Alright, before we even use it, I want you to notice something. If I aim at any of these targets, it automatically goes for the chest. Automatically goes for the chest. I can aim at his head. It doesn't go for that. But where I aim is where that sniper rifle round goes for that NPC. So if I aim at his head, he's going to go for his head. So if you didn't know that, that's how you get the headshots. Now, you notice I haven't even shot yet. I just used a sniper rifle. Now I shoot. Alright, so now that we got that, let's go for a name. $14.4. And you see, we basically took out all of his armor on a named. Now, y'all saw 14.4. So here's the White Death. For proof that it doesn't work, so we snipe. Though we get more damage for our weapon, 10.4. So we went from 14.4 to 10.4, and that's perfect spike, which is 25, versus 20, and the headshot damage doesn't even count. So, again, so don't be misconstrued if people tell you that. Now, again, Artificer Hive is boosting our skills damage up some more because we don't need anything else. Kinetic Momentum allows us to get that extra damage out. 3-piece Empress, of course, more damage. Wyvern for there, and so forth. But yeah, your strongest weapon is going to be this, and then you can put on the 35 times, because this actually does change. So what we can do to prove that, let's go to accuracy and stability. So we're at 14.4, right? Okay, there's the kill. 10.6. You see, 10.6. Oh, did it not change? Oh, it didn't change. 14.4. I don't know why. Someone said it did. Okay, never mind. I guess I proved myself wrong. Interesting. See? Learned something new. I thought it did change. All right, never mind. I'm wrong. See? Even I can admit when I'm wrong. But anyway, I prefer to use the extra headshot damage on the scope, because it makes it easier for me to aim and hit their head. So that's going to be player's choice right there. So apparently this does not increase the damage. So you can just say SOL to that and put on something like, I don't know, whatever you'd prefer. What is it? Optimal range, weapon handling, accuracy, stability. So it can be whatever you want. So you could even put this on, get that scope in, and yeah, you can still do that. So, since the headshot damage part doesn't matter, you can do that. Neat. Learn something new. Oxy. Again, if you can get the blue one, I have the blue one on a different character. Go ahead and do that. That's going to have you take less damage. But for Oxy, you're just using this in the Artificer Hive, like just those two. That's it. Because this is going to give the Oxy more damage. Now, you can do, I don't have it on this character, you can do the chatterbox. That's going to allow you to shoot them faster. Or you can just go for the damage. Me, I prefer the damage versus just shooting those things out there faster. But capacitor and preferably any kind of shotgun, I go with the 612 because I get the extra magazine. It's faster reload if I need to actually shoot. You can still put in sync on there. But that's going to matter because the extra damage to targets that I cover and damage to armor do count towards the Oxy. So this is going to be your strongest Oxy build you can make. 3-piece Empress, the sacrifice chest piece, the gloves, and the contractor's gloves and the Fox's prayers. Skill damage everywhere. Status effect does not affect it. I don't know why. I've seen videos out there where people say status effect does affect it. You're wrong. It does not affect it. So here we go. This is the normal damage prior. Then we put in the shotgun in our hands. You see it jumped up to 471. Alright, there's the kills. And we get 589. Okay, so now that we're at that, so we're at 589. This is before I even shoot my shotgun. Okay? Trying to get enough of it out there so we can just hit them. Alright, here we go. 589. Let's see what we can max this thing out at. 6-7. Yep, 6-7. So that's the max damage you'll see. 677, I believe is what it was. 677. 677412. That's the max Oxy damage you'll see. Now again, I'm also missing damage to 5% damage mod right here. So again, it can go up just a little bit. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not, if you have a sniper rifle build or even a sniper rifle deal, yes, NPCs love to jump out of the way of that. So that's another reason why that's another reason why this build right here, even though it's fun, it's strong, built this way, it is not a great build because they avoid that laser beam. Same with Oxy. You could shoot that right there, and they're going to try to run out of it. That's why these builds are on this character. They're not a great deal. They're strongly built this way, but they're not great builds. They're just builds. Let's see here. I think we went over those. We got explosive out of the way. We've got Eclipse, all the yellow ones. Okay, so yeah, time for other ones. This is where we start going into weapon damages and other things.
Entering safe area.
Okay, we got explosive out of the way. Alright, hazard protection. Now, with the update coming, this build actually has a chance to become stronger to an extent. It's also got a chance to lose out on some stuff. Now, this is a full hazard protection build, okay? This build is going to give you literally 90% hazard protection to everything. It's going to give you 100% burn resistance. Basically, you can just stand and fire. It's not going to affect you whatsoever. It doesn't matter. If fire, it does not do anything. As a matter of fact, let's go out here and let's see if we can find some fire. Need some fire. Good old-fashioned fire. Ooh, nice and crispy. Nice and crispy. Now, watch what happens when I take just one of these off. There you go. I'm on burn, I'm off burn. On burn, off burn. On burn, off burn. And that's all I did. I've lost 20% burn resistance. So I'm at 90% right there. So imagine losing 20% to this build. You then start catching burns in the dark zone, right? That's where I said this build can lose or gain. Now, this one right here, I'm using 2-piece Seska because we get that extra hazard protection. We have the 1-piece Yawl to get extra hazard protection. We're doing Sokolov because we don't have a whole lot of crit chance. We've traded all of our crit chance to hazard protection. So that is why an SMG is vital on this build. Now, we have the extra 10% here, so we get 41% straight off the rip. Then we get the 10% from our watch as well. So there, now we're at, what is it, 41% total, and then we get an extra 10 from this, so that gives us 51%. We should be at 51%. There it is. Now we have the max crit damage that we can get out of this. Now, here's the thing. Okay, let me go in here so we don't aggro any ads or anything. Let me explain how this build can actually get stronger. So, we're going to lose on this build 10% hazard protection. The Ninja Bike backpack, we don't know what the rolls are. If it happens to be hazard protection, great. Then we're back at 100. If it doesn't have hazard protection on there and it's crit chance, crit damage where it looks like Ninja Bikes like this, we haven't lost anything. Okay, just 10% hazard protection because we're trading the backpack, which will give, with the Ninja Bike, we'll have 10% hazard protection still because we'll basically be getting a free second piece of Seska, but we're losing the 10% attribute. Right? Now this build's going to get stronger. Well, off. How's it going to get stronger? Because the second piece of Sokolov is going to be added to this, so we get 15% critical hit damage. Okay, well that's only 15% critical hit damage off. Oh, well we also get 5% extra weapon damage because we have the Yawl gear on. Oh, so we got 5% weapon damage, 15% critical hit damage, and we've only lost 10% hazard protection. Well, then you go from 100% off on hazard protection on burn to 90. No, because my Grenadier gives me 20. So as you see, everything else is at 90 versus this right here is at 100. My burn resistance is at 100. My burn resistance technically right now is 110%. 110% burn resistance. So I'm going to have 80% bleed, 80% riot foam, 80% disrupt, but I'll have 100% burn resistance. So I'm trading 15% damage of companion to get critical hit damage and 5% weapon damage. So I gain this, but I also get to keep all my hazard protection. I basically get to keep my damage, period. And all I'm losing is 10% burn and 10% everything else, and I still get to have the same build. So my build right here is going to be boosted by the Ninja Bike backpack, no matter what the attributes or rolls are. Pray to God it's a blue, red, red. Because of blue, red, red, I then also get 6% more crit chance. Pray to God it is. Then I'll be at 150 or 57 and 134. Woo! I've just gained no losses whatsoever. Like I said, I make my builds. I set them up prior, just in case. So anyways, there's that. DZ status. Now, in the Dark Zone, this is basically your Eclipse build. If the devs do not change that perfect creeping death, this will still be the more important piece to have. But here's the thing. In the Dark Zone, you don't need all these yellows. I've tested this. You don't need this many yellow cores. You don't need this much... you don't need the glass cannon. You can actually kill people with unbreakable on, because it's enough damage to do it that way, as long as you're spreading the damage out. You could even trade that for doing singular damage, which would be going to something like shock and awe, and then unbreakable, so you can get the damage out. It doesn't have to be set up like this, but if you want the most damage possible, this is the way to run it. Again, shotguns or the capacitor for the extra damage to armor, 3-piece Empress, 2-piece Wyvern, 1-piece Golan. And because we have an extra skill tier, you're able to put on or leave one of your Golans as a blue core if you need it, instead of having to change it over to yellow, and then you're good. The other thing is, get you a shotgun, particularly this one, because this one here is the fastest reload shotgun, especially for being able to reach out and grab your targets. It's more accurate, more stability than anything else, so you're able to land those headshots that you need for the perpetuation to work. But that'll give you extra damage, and then another shotgun, same thing, double barrel sawed off. If you can get a backup boomstick, you can get some extra. You can get 2% more weapon damage, and just go damage to armor, damage targets out of cover. Your status effects aren't affected by the damage target out of cover, but your shotgun is, and the damage to armor would actually affect their armor. So having those set up that way, and that's going to be your strongest one there. Now we can go show you the damage in the shooting range. Open sesame.
It's still more exciting to listen to wiretaps, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Look, far away target. Hit him in the head. $6.53. Now again, if you wanted to, you could trade, and this is the one thing I'm gonna say. You can still keep the 3-piece Empress. You need to have the 3-piece Empress more than anything. But you can trade the Golan for the knees, put an Empress here, and put in the Vile Mask. Now you're going to lose a little bit of damage, but you're going to be able to do more damage over 10 seconds. But if you're not killing your target fast enough in the Dark Zone, that 10 seconds don't mean shit. So this one right here is what really matters, is going straight yellow. Now we can even increase this even more. I saw 672. So if I do this, $653. So one shot, $653 versus $672 of having to stack that. So you tell me which one's better. Yeah, I'm going to go with, even though I lose a little bit, one shot and I get this, and that's going to be our stronger bet. This build's probably going to be going away, so I'm not going to show y'all this one. We'll be able to test that later. Focus, of course, y'all already seen the most damage. I keep that one. My pistol build. There's a few ways to set this one up, but there's only 2 of them that give it the best damage. This is my preferred one. I like to use. It's not always great at sometimes, and I've started to wing away from it just for a few reasons. One, because even though it's got the survivability, there's still players out there who can beat me down with the Unbreakable. So I went and found an Unbreakable chest piece, and I've got Companion now, and it's even better. It's way better now. Because I can leave on a red core and put on Technician, and then I get an extra jammer preventive tier. So anyways, long story short, this one here is a form of a pistol build. I'll showcase those ones in a PvP deal later on. I'm saving those for PvP for players who want to understand those, especially when we get those ones. So here's a countdown build. Someone mentioned it in my comments earlier on. The countdown build, this one here, it's super easy to use. So anyway, we've got 3 reds, 3 blues for our cores. Crit chance, crit damage everywhere, but we're going with protection from elites. Protection from elites everywhere. This here is going to give our team and our self damage. Like I said, this game is all about team-based stuff. So if you're making your builds solo for just yourself, you're doing something a little wrong. You need to prepare for other players to be in your legendary, other players to be in there with you in countdown, in raids. So I try to set up all my builds around that. I will also show you ways to do singular versus multiple, like team-based damage. So when I set my build up, I'm taking all of those things into effect. And I did that with this build. So this one right here is going to give me the armor. It's going to give my team 15%. I'm using this right here to scanner pulse, so that way anybody who's using like a king breaker or something like that will always have that. And I'm giving it to myself because I'm using spotter. So I have a Badger Tough spotter right here. Now I could technically go and put on the perfect spotter and then put on the Badger Tough holster, but I would lose out on this weapon damage and the skill haste to get the skills back faster, because I don't just need my scanner pulse, I also need to get my riot foam back faster. So that's where this whole build comes in. It's trying to get stuff back faster for me, to help my teammates out and everything. Now I'm using the crossbow because if I shoot them with this shotgun, they get 15% extra damage. Also, the more stacks I get, I give them, not 15, it's 10 for the crossbow. And then it's 20% for when I max out on a hunter. So there's an extra, 30% right there. And then 15 right here from this. So I'm giving out my team an extra 45% damage straight off the rip. And if we riot foam the hunter into place, I can also throw the fire grenade from this, put damage to armor onto them, and then boom, they get an extra 20% damage to armor on the hunter. And since hunters are damaged to armor because they have those little pieces, not like chongas, this actually helps the team out. So I can toss that, keep them shocked, keep them into place using shotguns, and then boom, the chonga is gone. The other guy, he's dead. I mean, he's gone. I just wish I could put on a laser pointer with this, because then that would be dope. But 2-piece improvised gloves and improvised knee pads. As you can see, I'm even missing an extra 13% protection from elites, which I just need to find one more. But as you can see, we're at 74 out of 75, which would be ideal when the max is 80. So if anybody ever tells you that, oh, I've got 90% protection from elites, yeah, fuck off, you're lying. The max is 80. You can't go above 80. So I'm at 74 out of 75 because I'm missing one mod. And on top of that, the crossbow also gives us extra protection from elites. So I'm at the max potential protection from elites without wasting anything. So yeah, and if you don't like the spotter and the opportunistic, you can run like Adrenaline Rush and Intimidate and make this exact same build as you feel, and it will still slap. You can use, I would not use Glass Cannon, but you can use like Obliterate on your chest piece if you wanted to. You probably wouldn't get a whole lot out of the shotgun, but still, you can set it up with whatever talents you want. I do this to help the team out, to give that extra damage, especially if we don't have close and personal damage out there. This will give those players that close and personal damage, as long as they're staying nearby me. Let's see. Countdown, ongoing directive. Yeah. Now, there's 2 ways to run ongoing directive. 2. And there's only 2 if you want to get the best damage out. There's a PVP version, which is this one. The ongoing directive using Sadists, and it depends on what weapon you prefer. I prefer the SIG MPX. It's really good for that. And having a backup GR9 like this, because of all those extra bullets and Sadists, it hits harder than the perfect Sadist or LMG. So having those 2 on there, just it really does help. The other way is going all crit damage, because you have an SMG, so you can get the crit chance out that way. You'll also have the extra crit chance from here and the extra crit chance from here, and then crit damage on every other piece. Now, of course, because you're going to be close and personal, Ridgeway's Pride, instantly get the bleed bullets because you bleed them, and then you got Wicked to give yourself damage, and then once you get those, you're going to give your teammates those. So let's demonstrate it here. Boom, bleed bullets. Now, how strong is a 5 blue? Well, on the chest, 409, and I've still got 15 bullets. That was kind of everywhere. 514. I see I don't have to reload because it's technically 200 bullets, but we just went ahead and reload anyway. 324. Now, why an LMG? Well, we get the damage targets to cover and damage to armor. You can go with a shotgun and get more damage to armor and make your bleeds hit harder, but that's your choice. Me, I want to be able to reach out there and grab a player who's running away, so that's why I went with the LMG. So you can't get away the damage to armor. Now, second way you can run this, and actually it works good for PvE, not PvP. Where you have crit damage on these, you would go with status effect. Where you have armor, you can leave that to red, or you can go to a yellow, to a skill tier. Either one. That's actually good. Now, as for your chest piece, you can go and use whatever skill damage, like Glass Cannon, Kinetic Momentum, whatever type of stuff you prefer on there, and you don't even have to use Wicked. Unless you want to get the damage out for yourself, just for your weapon. You can use Combined Arms, you can use Memento, but as long as you're using status effect here where there's crit damage, ongoing directive in PvE is decent that way. PvP, no. Not at all. Do not do that in PvP. Let's see here. This is spawner mana. Just a quick glance. This is going to be the PvP TU17 potential meta, because we have the skill tiers on. Your drone and other things will pretty much be to where they can't get shut off. Providence, because now don't mind the backpack. That's when we get the ninja bike. So the ninja bike would give this a second piece, which would give you headshot damage, crit chance. Fenris will give you assault rifle damage, reload speed. This is going to give us skill haste plus an extra skill tier, so we'll be at least 2 skill tiers. So that's why I have the memento on like this, to kind of show it as if it was the ninja bike. The Walker and Harris will give us weapon damage and damage to armor. Now, you could trade that off and go with contractors, but that's going to give you LMG damage and weapon handling, so you're better off with the walker. Fox's prayers, it's going to give you rifle damage, but it's going to give you accuracy, and it's going to give you the damage to targets out of cover. For this, you could potentially, I want to say, put on a second piece of Providence for the Foxes, but that's only going to give you the crit hit damage, because you'll have headshot damage, crit chance, and crit damage, but you cannot beat that extra accuracy and damage to targets out of cover for PvP. So this is going to potentially be the new PvP meta type deal. Drone, and I would say whatever else, decoy, EMP sticky, shut off other players, things of that nature. InSync will definitely potentially be making a comeback, so get yourself ready for a weapon with InSync. Preferably the FAMOS 2010. Definitely get you a custom M870 MCS. It's got a little bit more stability and a little bit more accuracy than the other M870s. So you can land your shots a little bit better. Definitely get that one. Same reload time, same damage drop off, and a busy bee. So there's that. Let's go to character number 2. And let's see.
Safe area detected.
I've seen those black tusks.
In the city. Come take a look.
All right. Heartbreaker. There's 2 ways to run this for the most damage. Now, everybody wants to throw on the Picaro's holster. You notice I don't have one on this character. There's a reason for that. I've tested it out with these builds. Picaro's holster is not stronger than the Fox's. I'm sorry to say it. No matter what you do, that damage targets out of cover cannot be beat by, or the Picaros cannot be beat, or bleh. The Fox's is the stronger compared to the Picaros, period. This right here, that damage targets out of cover, is still stronger than anything. Now there's 2 ways to run this build, and it's going to give you the most damage. Number 1, the strongest piece on here to help out with your teammates is a Coyote's Mask. Because you're going to be up close and personal, this is the player who's going to give you the crit hit damage. Now, you can run however many blues or how many yellows. It normally comes with a blue on there. I didn't mean yellows. Reds. You can run it with reds or blues, whatever you prefer. But the main thing about it is making sure you're pulsing a target. So, even though you're aimed at a target and you're using the technician and you have the laser pointer on, go ahead and throw on a pulse, a scanner pulse. That way you're pulsing all the targets that you don't see. That way you can instantly go, okay, there's an ad over there I need to start aiming at and start shooting him. Now, another cool thing is the dare. The dare is actually stacking with this pretty fast now. I don't know why, but before it seemed kind of very slow, but they must have done something to the dare, but the dare is now stacking extremely fast. So having a dare or a Kingbreaker on this is just a smart move. I prefer the dare just because the damage targets out of cover that you can get from it, but that's player's choice. Other than that, definitely just shotguns, because shotguns just stack really well. You definitely want an ACS 12, unless for some reason they were to mess with this, which I doubt they will, but you want one to flatline and just kind of go at it that way. Now, to help your team out, especially for countdown players, definitely get you a setup like this. You can go red or you can leave it as blue. Perfect opportunistic. That's going to give you and your teammates extra damage. The other way to do it would be to put the backpack on and then put on Foxes. That way you still give out the crit hit damage because you're planning on being close and personal with them. So that's going to give you the more damage. And then get yourself the Foxes out and then put the backpack, which would give you more armor, and you're not giving your teammates the more damage. So in short general, it's show you the damage numbers. And this is a 3 blue, or 2 blue, 2 blue. The reason why I went 2 blues, you can see right there, we're already max stacked, and it only took, like, our entire magazine was gone. Anything over 2 blues is pretty much a waste. There, it should take about 10 rounds from this and you kill them. 1, 2, 3. Maybe a few more ever so often. Anyway, there you go. Now, I think I have the backpack. If I do, we'll trade that out. Please, I do. Okay, so we got 3 blues now. Interesting. Okay. Alright, so pardon the numbers. It's going to be a little off. Because we got 3 blues now. And you see we get more armor. So that gives you more survivability. Now, there is a catch to doing this. A lot of people are not talking about. If you notice, even though I have 3 blues and I have the more damage out, you see those blue pieces that are up there? Unless I actually shoot something that's different and I'm not losing stacks. I think if I can demonstrate over here. So for instance, I'm still shooting and I'm shooting and I'm shooting. I'm in countdown, right? I'm shooting, I'm getting stacks off this one, right? And they're shooting me back and I'm losing armor. I cannot get more blue armor. So for instance, if I damage myself right now, I take this away. Try to take this away as fast as I can. See, look, it stopped. See, I'm not gaining anymore. You're only allowed so much. So you can't gain it as fast because you're at full stacks. So that's what a lot of people forget to mention to other players. Oh, this is really strong. Yeah, that's if you can gain stacks. As you can see down here at the bottom, the broken heart, I have the ability to gain more stacks because it's going away. There it is. It comes back. That's what a lot of people forget to tell them. They're like, oh, this will give you tons of blue armor. Yeah, that's if you're able to gain the stacks. That's why if you run the setup on here and run it like this with the Heartbreaker, this down here, you get, what is it, damage pulse energy up to 50 stacks. So it goes away faster. You can see, my thing's already gone. I'll change it, stack it out. And something just froze. It froze, didn't it? It completely froze. Let's try. Yep, it's freezing. There it goes. Watch how fast the stacks go away. Oh, I can gain more. So, they're still decreasing what looks like the same, but I'm still able to get those stacks because I don't have to stack up as much either. And I've got more damage out. More damage output because I'm actually helping my teammates out. That's why this version right here, because when you're helping your team out with this, is going to be better. So you make a tiny sacrifice on a build to give your teammates something. Let's see here. Okay, negotiators. Oh, I'm gonna catch flack on this one. I always do, every fucking time. Okay, negotiators. Whatever weapon you want to use, use. I prefer these two because just like a focus build, they do a lot of damage. Again, the negotiators piece. I set mine up for PvP as well as PvE. Now, you do not have to run focus, okay? But because focus is our strongest talent in the game for weapons, and this one is about weapons, this is how you do it. Now, I have a piece of Seska. Why do I have the Seska? Well, I've got the crit chance for this, okay? If I swap to this, I have the same amount of crit chance. So no matter what, I gain crit chance or I lose crit chance, I will have the same amount of crit chance. I've got enough crit damage. Anything over 150 or close to 150 is good. So if my AR is at 168, I'm golden. I can go back to my rifle. I'm at 185. I'm good. I don't need to worry about the crit hit damage. So, you can, if you want to, go to a piece of Grupo here and get more out. But if you do that, you're going to be at 42%, which means you have to hit far away targets. You cannot hit close targets. You have to shoot the ones that are far away. Now, as you notice, I'm hitting, and if you look down, my blue for the coyotes is at the 10 and 10, right? So this is where I'm at. I'm at the 15 to 25 meter. I'm getting 10%. So technically I'm at 62% crit hit chance. And I'm at, what is it for the rifle? I'm at 195 crit hit damage. So when I use this, I'm always going to crit. No matter what I do. I'm going to crit, crit, crit. I'm at 60%, right? So when I shoot this target, I crit. I crit. I crit. Look at those three. They're pretty much gone. He's gone. He's gone. Now, I'm going to try to do this fast. Alright, ready and... Oh, crit. Are you kidding me? Why am I... Oh, that's because I'm using my shield. I forgot. The shield, for some reason, stops the crits for some reason. Trying to get the max stack so I can get the max crit hit damage. Alright, there we go. We're at max crit hit damage. Alright, so now when I crit, I'm getting max crit hit damage. See how fast I can kill these. Bad. So again, there you go. And now you can run vigilance. You can run vigilance and drop off the coyotes. But here's the problem. If I lose vigilance, I lose that damage, right? So that basically turns this into nothing. If I get shot, I lose that. Versus this, I get to keep the damage. I can keep doing damage. And again, let's say the target is closer, right? Let's say this target is right here. He's getting close. I've got an AR. Let me just get the focus out. Make sure I get the kill so I get the crit hit damage. Alright, so he's close. He's a close nearby target, right? He's pushing up on me. I've got the crit chance. Now I'm going for the close damage of the crit hit damage, right? I'm nearly hitting for a mill with a king breaker. And that's before I have anything to pulse. So let's put on a pulse. So for 812, pulse 975. Again, there's the mill. Then we're hitting for what? Almost 3.3, 3.9. And that's on a named target, so that's not bad. I'll take that. Oh god, here we go. Aces. Now, that new gear that's supposed to be coming out, aces, it's still going to be stronger from what I've seen. You could potentially add on some other pieces which would give you more headshot damage, but this is going to give your two weapons, your two strongest weapons, the damage that they need. Aces will still be stronger than those from what I can tell, but again, we'll see. But either way, these two are the strongest two sniper rifles in there. Now, a lot of people like the Dread Edict and the Mantis. You can't beat the Nemesis. There's no beating the Nemesis. Having a backup because you have an exotic already on, if they would allow us to have a Mantis and a Nemesis, okay, I would pick those two. But because we can't, White Death is your next best. You can't beat that stability and accuracy. You really can't. Even the Mantis can't beat it. Damage drop off either. You just can't beat it. So let me explain this.
Agent in need of backup.
For instance, on mine right here, I have weapon handling, right? I have weapon handling right here. I rolled weapon handling onto these so I could roll crit chance or crit damage later on if I needed to. But the reason for weapon handling, if you can see the target, I just hit him in the head. Did I come out of cover? Nope. And I still get all that headshot damage. That was a neck shot. Stop it. There you go. Nope. Boom. I've got it. Did I come out of cover? No. Look at that. Didn't even come out of cover. Now you tell me, when some content creator sits there and tells you to put crit chance and crit damage in those spots, ask them why they didn't put weapon handling in there. So, now that we've got that out of the way, alright, we're at 6 total kills, so we should be maxed. What was that, 29? 26, sorry, 26. Now, I want y'all to also notice something on my screen. Look at my hive. Y'all see the hive? Look at how many charges are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's back to 1. What? That's because I can pick up multiple players by using this. I can be the guy from way far away and still have help my team by putting on Future Perfect. Because as I get kills... Oh, there's another charge. Oh, there's another charge. Oh, there's another one. So, does this actually work? Before we do that, does that actually help? Someone asked me. Skill haste disabled. $163. It is currently at 1 charge. As you see right there, it does not bring them back faster, as I tried to explain to you. See? 140. I still have a long timer. So, in order to get that back, it would have to be, say, when it's on level 4 charges. So let's see if we can force that. Nope. I think if I go to another safe house. It's been a while since I tried to do this.
Civilians in distress.
Got for you.
Just don't look at him. Don't look at him. $46. Okay, so we'll wait just 1 more minute. My bad. I forgot about that. So let's go ahead and get it ready. Got our aces on. Okay, so what we'll do is I'm going to deconstruct when it's at level 4 this time, and we're going to see if it actually helps, like you asked. Because honest to God, I had no clue. I don't know, but we're going to find out. So we're at what, 165? All right, here we go. Oh God, it's refilling all 4 right now. Because I forgot I deconstructed it when it was all 4. So that should already answer our question. Oops. Yeah. Ha! So it's 163 for each one. So yeah, you would still have the long timer because you don't have the skill haste. So it would be an incredibly long timer. The only benefit you gain is these other ones would gain the level 4 and so on. So don't drop your hive, don't deconstruct your hive until you have used this and maxed it out to like level 4. I guess would be the biggest thing. Okay, strikers. Now,
Agent requesting backup.
with strikers, your strongest weapon, honestly, is going to be a shotgun. An ACS-12 preferably. I have this one as a backup. It should be the other way around. This is what it should look like. Your strongest thing is going to be this, because that's how you build up your stacks faster. Now, because you can actually gain regen and extra damage from the memento, your better bet is to put on the memento and not go with vigilance or anything else. Just go for it like this. This chest piece will give you the more damage in the end run. Because of that, do not go Picaros. Picaros may give you more skill haste, so your skills can come back faster. And though you may get that extra damage, the Foxes still, again, out damages Picaros. And if we want proof, I'll show you proof right here. I believe I have the Picaros crit damage in here. If not, I'll just turn one of these into it. Yeah, we'll just do this. Just for proof, because again, I'm one of those guys who likes to show proof. So what we got a red here. That's going to be a blue. Do I have a striker's blue knee? That's what I need to find. Do I have a striker's blue knees before I even go any farther?
This will never do.
Recalibrate. Striker blue knees. Oh, wait. No, I need a striker red knees. Damn it. Yeah, because that one holster's a red. Okay, so striker red knees. What in the fluff? And then we're going to do the holster, the Picaros holster, which I believe I have a crit chance one. We're going to take that to crit hit damage. So we're going to show the difference that these, one is stronger and one is not. And that can easily be shown thanks to strikers. So here we go. Because based on weapon damage. Alright, we got an elite target out there, right? Okay, cool. Here we go. Okay, we got the close and personal. What was that? 333? Yeah, 3-3. So 3-3-3. That's the max we got with that. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to trade out the Picaros. And we're going to go to striker knees. So we got blue core, red core. Alright, here we go. .329, 329. We beat the Picaro. I think it was 331. Was it 332? So we still beat the Picaros by like 1k in damage. 1k in damage. Literally. We have this extra weapon damage to crit hit damage, and what we did was we just traded it out from this blue one. We beat it by 1k. And we didn't even have the extra weapon core. So you're getting 1k more per bullet on this by using it this way. No matter what I do on this, I would get probably an average of 1k more. At least with this one. We might see 2-3k difference in this from there. So again, this is how, if everybody's just showing you Picaro's holster on striker and so on, they're missing damage. They're literally missing that right there. That you cannot beat the damage to targets out of cover, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot beat it. Fox's Prayers is a must-have on weapon damage builds, period. If you want the damage, you have to have it. Okay, so we got that out of the way. System corruption. I hate having to do this one. I hate this one. Okay. I can't show this without getting tags. I can't. So I got to go somewhere where it's easy to kill them. Please, I always say this. Do not worry about this right here. If someone's showing you this, using this here as gameplay, you might as well turn it away. I'm just doing this to get the tags. This is all I'm doing. Please, I apologize
the team that
in
went to try to
advance.
repair the main shade node. The federal shelter should be beneath your current position.
I'm just in here for the blue tags.
Proceed with caution.
Damn it. Stop getting locked up on me. Thank you. Thank you. 355. Or something because the damage has gone up from the memento. Yeah, I got enough memento stacks. I should be good for a little bit. Alright, let me get my full memento stacks before we showcase everything. Again, my apologies.
We need to find out what happened to the team that went to try to repair the main shade node. The federal shelter should be beneath your current position. Find a way
I'm
down
only
there,
using this because
but
these
proceed
guys
with
only
caution.
one shot, so they won't take away all my blue armor. Makes it easier. Damn it. I need two more tags.
We need to find out what happened to the team that went to
Two
try
or
to
three.
repair the main shade
I'll say
node.
two.
The federal shelter should be beneath your
Once we
current
do that, we'll
position.
start showing the
Find
damage
a way down
difference.
there, but proceed with caution.
Alright, you see we're hitting like 432. There's 863 on health targets. 507 on armored targets. So as you can see right there, we're at 507. So I gotta let all my blue armor go away before I even do anything. Okay, here we go. 332. And you see we have some blue armor, right? The more blue armor you have, the more damage you do with this one. The problem is you have to have 100% blue armor in order to get the max amount of damage out. So because of that, and that's why I was trying to show y'all, no matter what you do, unless you're running the Memento or Bloodsucker, backpacks, for instance, like Adrenaline Rush, you will never be at 100% blue armor. Now, you can run the System Corruption backpack, but you're only going to get it for, what is it, 20 seconds? I believe it goes away after 20 seconds. Yeah, 20-second cooldown. So you only have 20 seconds. Is it 20 seconds before it cools down? No. So if, let's say someone shoots you and you lose all your armor, you're screwed. You're SOL. So System Corruption is only good for disrupt resistance, pulse resistance, and getting that extra blue armor. So there's only three Sorry, my bad. There's only three backpacks: the Memento, Bloodsucker, and the System Corruption backpack. Now, I have Unbreakable on this because this is for PvP. This build is for PvP. You only find these gear or this brand set in PvP. So, because it's PvP orientated, we put on the Unbreakable. Now, you can go and put on Sokolov Unbreakable and get more damage out from your SMG. I went with this because that gives me 4% when I max out this. This gives me 4% regen. So I can always have regen no matter what. I will regen my armor whether the backpack is there or not. I have at least 1%. So while I'm building up, I can get my damage out because I can pop a med kit and get an extra 10% because it's 20% total for this. So you get, what is it? Yeah, you can gain up to 20% extra weapon damage. So if I pop one of my med kits, I get 10% total extra damage. Period. 10%. So that 10% could be like Companion in the Dark Zone. Having the Memento gives me an extra 30%, and at the same time, when I pop that med kit, I get the extra 20. So that's 50% weapon damage if I grab a tag and I also get a kit or pop my med kit. So I can literally have, if I max out my backpack, I can have up to around 50% weapon damage just for one med kit pop and one tag grab. And then I can just glass a player and they can't get any pulse on me, nothing. But other than that, this build is not for PvE. I would not suggest this build for PvE, no matter what you do. True Patriot. Now, this one here is a give or take. You can run True Patriot with an AR, an SMG. You can run it with God, whatever the hell you want. If you want the best damage, and because this build is about helping your teammates, if you want to build this build properly, because again, it's about helping your teammates, it's not about you. The red, white, and blue, it gives you and your teammates extra damage to that target, decreases the damage dealt by that enemy, and also the white repairs your teammates' armor. So again, this build is about team-based stuff. This is where everybody always messes up. They always want to go for solo. Okay, you want to run the build solo, go do it on your own and solo. That's fine. If you run this with a team, you're going to get the best bang for your buck like this. Again, Scorpio, you can give your teammates an extra 20% damage just by stacking them up. You give them an extra 8% right here by hitting one target with the red. You give them an extra 10% right there. So that's 38% alone. Setup backpack. Now we're talking 48. Add the extra 5. What do we get? Exactly. We can jump this all the way up to 65% total right here with Overwatch. It's that simple. 65% extra weapon damage, skill damage on that target. Because the red is not just weapon, it's just damage taken. This it's damage that you get once you stack them up. They take it from everything. Same here. Same here. Same here. 65% extra damage onto that target. Now, the explosive, which is talked about from the full flag, is based on their armor and your armor. Because of that, you want to do a half and half. 3 blue, 3 red. That way you're not trading damage from yourself to damage by the explosive. This way you can actually dish out damage and do damage when they explode at the same time. So doing a 3x3, 3 reds, 3 blues is important with true Patriot. Bulwark. Oh god. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
Hostile control point detected.
Can't remember if I can make this jump. Can't jump over that. Hello.
It wasn't me.
Hi. How y'all doing? Excuse me.
Mine.
Excuse me. Hey, stop that.
We got a hostile out there.
Thanks for the regen.
Shield there.
Thank you. Bye.
They have support. I need a fresh mag.
Hey, stop that. Thank you. I'll be gone now.
System malfunctioning. System back online. System
Wait a minute,
disrupted.
what the hell?
System reactivated.
Hazard protection. Aha! See? I thought I did.
System curtailed. System restored.
So as y'all can see, here we go. This is what I wanted to do. I want to make sure I did it right. Yeah, I did leave it right. Okay. Anyway, stats.
System disrupted. System reactivated.
Disrupt resistance. I'm at 90%. As you can see, anything below that, I believe it's 94, 93% disrupt resistance,
System
it shuts you
restored.
down. So, if you get EMP'd and your shield gets knocked down, you're no good to your teammates.
System disrupted.
See? But I can get it right
System
back.
online.
That's no big deal. But even that one split second, I could get shot, hit by a chonga, everything. So, that is why when you make this build, if you
System
want to do it
curtailed.
right, you want hazard protection. That's going to stop you from EMPs, jammers, all kinds of different type of stuff. So let me go reset this because I did that for testing and I wanted to show it and I did leave it. Now I'm going to reset it back.
Here you go. Best gear in the city. Come take.
Recalibrate gloves. Now, because we're at that, stats. And you can see we're 70% to everything. 70%. Except for disrupt. 100%. Which means they will never, ever, ever EMP jammer, EMP sticky. You saw that EMP over there. It's never going to shut this thing off. You could stand there all day long. It will never shut it off. You might catch some fire, you might catch some other stuff, but as you can see, I'm going to go right back over there. We're not going to take a thing. It will never shut us off.
Hostile control point nearby.
Hi, how you doing? No, I'm not. Haha, you missed. Haha, haha, haha. Stop it. Leave me alone. What'd I ever do to y'all? Hi, how you doing?
They're coming right at me!
Go ahead. Oh, is your skill shut off there, sir?
Agent in
Yeah,
need of
what's up?
backup.
Yeah. You wanna try?
Let's get it hurried up!
They brought up reinforcements!
Go ahead! Got you covered!
Get out in the open!
Shoot! Engaging target!
Now I shoot the pistol,
Thank God,
and the
one of
pistol
us.
replenishes my shield.
Back off!
Yeah!
Hi, how you doing?
Get the
Hi.
hell back!
No. Be up all in your face.
You like that, agent? You bastard!
Now you see they got affected, we didn't. And again, that's what can make or break when you're helping your team. So, with that, Protector, because it's team-based, it helps give your teammate armor. This right here, the chest piece, you don't have to use a Perfect Vanguard. You can use whatever you prefer. I just happen to have one, and ever so often that does help your teammates out, especially in raids at times. It makes them invulnerable for your shield for 5 seconds. Grants 50% of all this armor, and you're sitting at 1.9 mil. So, I mean, you're basically giving them an extra bit of glass cannon. And as long as you're getting shot every 3 seconds, you're going to give them an extra 5%. So, or is it 5 or is it 15? No, it's 15%. Sorry. You gain 5%. Your teammates get an extra 15. So, there you go. So, you're giving them basically I think it's 1.1 mil by having this build on 1.1 mil in blue armor. So, yeah, there's that. Bulwark, Hunter's Fury. So we talked about this earlier. This was nerfed. This was nerfed in how you obtain it. As for the damage, it is actually increased. Even though it's considered 35% by what the number shows, 7 stacks increased by 5% each, which is 35%. It's actually, I believe, like 38, 39% or somewhere around there. It might round it up, probably say 40%, and then the perfect one is 47%. So, yeah, we use the Seska on this because that gives your shotgun the extra crit chance that it needs. Your SMG technically does not need that, as you can see, but we're sitting at 57 and 146, so basically every bullet's going to crit on this. If we go to our shotgun, we're at 36 and 141. You just can't beat this setup for the Hunter's Fury. You really can't. The extra damage for the Memento is going to give you that. It's also going to give you the armor regen. So even if you were to get a kill, and you only get 20% of your armor back, you're regening the other part right here. Uh-oh. I see.
Fuck you up! They're not getting us today!
Oh, hey, how you doing?
You're going down! I lose track of him!
Serious trauma detected.
Firing at Tango! Holy hell!
Motherfuckers, I was not expecting that. Okay. Anyway, back to our regular scheduled program. Pummel, really good, especially on the KSG. Though a lot of people underestimate Pummel, the KSG, because it's got a 12 mag, can actually throw out, as you can see, the Lullaby. It's nearly as strong. Like, we're only talking, what was it, 20k more? And then if you jump up to the M870, which I don't know if I have one on this character. No, I don't. Anyway, the M870 is like, just from what the number would show on the side, it's like 1.4. So basically, we're going from a 1.3 to a 1.4 mil. So you're not losing that much damage. But because the mag size is bigger, it allows Pummel to actually kick in. And then by the time you get that kill, you don't even need Pummel. So what I can do is, I can demonstrate that over here. Again, I'm just using this as a demonstration.
Repair the main shade node. The federal shelter should be beneath your current position. Find a way down there, but proceed with caution.
Look, back to 12. Oh, that wasn't good enough? Let's do it again. Again, these guys are one-shot guys, so it's easy to avoid the shots and not have to worry about the damage. But I'm just trying to show the deal about Pummel with this more than anything.
The federal shelter should be beneath your current position. Find a way down there, but proceed with caution.
Yeah, I think that's a good enough demonstration. Infinite ammo. Let's see here. Rigger. Lazy Man's mortar build. You will not have the 10 million in damage, but it's just, hey, I could toss out these traps, get the damage down, deconstruct. Oh, they're gone. Okay, we'll just toss them back out. Oh yeah, deconstruct. Oh, I'll just keep tossing them out. Oh wait, I got a mortar. Kill them all. Deconstruct. Oh, I get it right back. Yeah, cool. Just explosives for days. Lazy Man's mortar build. It's made possible because of the backpack. Cancel your skill will reset the cooldown. Do that, and you can just keep throwing out explosives all day long. And again, it's these two are the best for this. Do not try to get the same thing from the Firefly, the Demolisher, Burster. Don't try to get it from the Seeker Mines. It's all about just the traps and the mortar. Traps and the mortar. That's it. Skill damage everywhere. Skill haste where you don't have it. And if you want to, like on skill haste right here, because you don't technically need the skill haste, you can put on status effect. Now, the reason why I say skill haste is because there's no other mod. I put in duration, so that way the traps would lay out there longer. But literally the only skill haste I have on here is on this chest piece and on this holster. That's it. That's what I mean by skill haste. The mods are skill duration. That way, when you throw them out here, like this, as you see, it says it's 37-second cooldown timer. That's my duration. They'll last for as long as that orange is going. Now, I don't believe that orange is the 37-second timer. I believe it's more than that. It may be... Okay, yeah, duration 111 seconds. So basically, these things will last out there for almost 2 minutes. So let's say I'm doing something and I want to guard this area off. I could toss these. That'll guard that area for 2 minutes while I'm fighting over here. Now, you don't need to do that. That's fine, but it's just, it gives those duration mods a reasoning, because really there's no other reason for them. So that area is guarded off for 2 minutes while I'm fighting over here. Let's see here. Okay, so that's done. That's done. Team support, got that one on that one. Umbra, or Umbrain. It's similar to a Striker's build. The only difference is the chest piece you would want to trade out for Obliterate. For some reason, Obliterate gives it a little bit more damage. I'm not sure why. I've tested it. It does. But at the same time, SMGs are great with this. Because, yeah, you already have high crit chance. But this gives you enough crit chance that you can put on SMGs, which gives you the more crit damage, or crit hit damage. So you see, I've got crit chance here, but I've got crit damage here. I've got crit damage here. So I can actually do more damage with this, and even give a reasoning for the Dark Winter, or even the Emmeline's Guard, because I can get even more survivability while out of cover. I can get more damage while in cover, or whichever one you prefer. I've actually had people ask me, does this give the Pestilence? And I don't know, because I really don't use it like that. I try not to. I try not to make up some bullshit. So let's find out. Let's do a little find out on this one. Does the Umbra initiative give the Pestilence damage? I'm pretty sure y'all know the answer, but I don't. I'm going to go test it. Okay, go into cover, get some stacks. Alright, so what are we hitting for? 608 out of cover. I don't really see anything. Okay, let's do this. Let's do a 10. Do a 10. Okay, so those are set up from each other. And let's put this on named. Veteran. Let's see what the tick does to the armor. $619. I come out of cover. Not even enough. $609. $531. $531 out of cover. Yeah, it didn't do shit. Pestilence doesn't do a thing. That's what I thought. Okay. So yeah, it's all about just the damage. So anyway, there's that little fact-finding dip. So Pestilence is shit on this. Umbra, or Umbra. I call it Umbrain. But anyway, yeah. The obliterate part does actually help this out. So going for a weapon damage, because you already got the crit chance because of this, it allows you to put more crit hit damage into it. So instance, let me go over here. Get in the cover, get some. Again, these are chest shots, so 407, 483. Now, the cool part, like I said, about having this other SMG on, because you already have the high crit chance, the Emmeline's Guard, is when you're out of cover. So, for instance, if you need regen while you're out of cover, but you want to keep your damage, this actually does give your build that ability. So, for instance, I'm in cover. I've got my regen going. I got a free kill. Boom. I come out. I might lose some damage, but man, does this SMG just hit straight. P90. I mean, it just... And then I've got the regen to back it up. So it's hitting the same as I would even with this if I got a kill. For instance, I get a kill right here. Watch. This is for 407, right? Okay, I go into cover, get my stacks back up. I come back out. 408. 460 something. So I'm literally hitting for about 60k more, but now I've also got the regen ability by shooting them in the head. So again, I've got the regen out of cover while I'm able to do damage. That's just a personal deal. You can run whatever the hell you fucking want on here. I just suggest doing the obliterate here and then whatever you prefer. I go with the memento, so I have regen and damage while out of cover and in cover at the same time with this, so it synergizes both of them at the same time. And that's pretty much it for character 2. On to character 3.
Safe area entered.
Yeah, it's supposed to be in season 11. Okay. Alright, we went over that one. Explosive resistance. Because players are no longer going to be able to use traps to get easy kills, they're most likely going to go to mortars. You need to make sure in PvP you have a anti-mortar build. That is this one. Now, anti-mortar build is going to basically be essential, explosive resistant. Again, SMGs to get your crit chance where you are missing the crit chance to get your crit damage out on the build. As you can see, I'm running 2-piece Sokolov. I have 1-piece Seska, 1-piece Grupo. That way I have the most crit hit damage, and I have the most crit chance with the Seska. I have the Sokolov for the weapon that I'm using, and the crit hit damage. Now, we have gone pure survivability on this. That is unbreakable and adrenaline rush, because your goal with this is to get up close and personal and kill that dude who's using the mortar. Because of that, you can even run a jammer pulse. Now, if they have made those changes and they have extra yellow cores, you're most likely going to have to use a sticky bomb, EMP sticky bomb, which I don't have on this character, to shut off that mortar turret, even though it may not kill it, but then rush up and get as close as you can. The Sawyer knee pads allows you to not get staggered by the mortar. At the same time, you can even build up damage. Now, how do you build up damage without actually sitting in cover? Some people don't know this. People still think you have to be in cover to do this. You do not. I can easily build up damage like this. As you can see, I'm not building up any damage. Oh, I'm not building up any damage? Okay, let me find a little corner. Wait, I'm running. I'm building up damage. What? Huh? Oh yeah, I'm still building up damage. Oh, I come out and fight. Now I've got 10 seconds. Yeah, I just built that up in a corner, running. Yeah, so if y'all didn't know about that, there's that. This will allow you to not have to be staggered. Again, I wish the health was not on there. I wish that was like hazard protection if it was a blue, but that's just me. Anyways, that's a little bug in the system. I don't know if you're supposed to know about that or if anybody knew about that one. But yeah, that's another bug. You can build up damage that way. We have explosive resistance everywhere else. The contractor's gloves, because we can't put the foxes on. You can put foxes on and you don't have to run or do anything, but you're going to lose damage in comparison to this. This right here literally is the best way to get the damage out and not be staggered. So when it explodes, you'll see your character kind of, do one of those little numbers like, oh, I fell, and then you have to run. You could keep running with this and not have to worry about anything. And again, you get the extra damage from the breathe fire or breathe free. So yeah, that's just going to make it even more deadly. But yeah, you can run in place like this. Now you see I'm going to lose my stacks because I started moving, but still I'm going to build them right back up. Ready? Here he comes. And there it is. And to prove its damage, 447, right? Y'all see it? Shooting the chest. It's gone. 199. Each one. There you go. Anyway, there's an explosive resistance to avoid mortars, because those are going to be becoming popular. Guaranteed. 7.3% armor regen. Oh, Mr. Von Dam. You say you got a regen god because it's got so much regen? Does it have damage? Does it have the damage? I don't think it has the damage there, sir. Anyway, this is how we get that out. Now, again, this here is perfect intimidate. You can trade that out, put a piece of Sokolov on, but you're going to lose out on regen because this is going to give you the 1%. So if you do that, you'd want to put the Sokolov on your chest and put a Golan up here on your mask. That'll give you back the 7.3% regen. Now, everybody's going to ask, well, how do you get 7.3? Oh, that's very easy. Okay, so armor regen right here, which is the 4925. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, Now, when I do that, that is 1.3% on this build. Now, it does not matter how many blue cores, how many red cores I put onto here. This is still going to be 7.3% armor regen. If I put more blue cores on, just because this right here, this armor regen goes up, so does my armor. So it's still going to regen at 7.3 no matter what I do. I could lose weapon damage and put on more armor if I wanted to. It will still be 7.3% armor regen. Now, the bad part with that is because it's maxed at 7.3 with this build, this is a constant regen. Now, what do I mean by constant? If you ever go to the Ridgeway's Pride chess piece, you'll see it says per second. So that means I have to wait 1 second and then boom, I get however much that regen is. If it's 3%, I would get X amount of armor for how much armor I have on my build. So the more blue cores I have, the more important that 3% could be. Now, the more targets I bleed also means I'm going to get that more, but it's only going to be per second. This is on a constant. Now, because it's on a constant, it means if I take any damage, it's going to continuously go back up. As you see, it's still trying to go up even right now. See? So, if I take any damage, it is always going to regen. So, with those on there, that's 1.3. I have 2-piece Golan for 1%, so that's 2.3. I have Bellstone on for 1%, that's 3.3. The Murakami armor regen of 1%, that's 4.3. Memento backpack, when maxed out, would give me an extra 3%, so that is 7.3%. Now, I also get 10% armor on kill by using the minigunner. Now, does that really matter on this? No, because mostly by the time I get this thing maxed out, it's just regenning and regenning and regenning. But I don't lose damage either. Now, you can even, if I wanted to, I could even do this. I could take and put on, I don't have one on this character, do I? I could even get an extra, which is about, I would want to say 2% if I were to put an Emmeline's Guard on here. I lose damage, but I would gain to where it's almost, I would say close to 9%. It's about a 9% armor regen if you put an Emmeline's Guard on here. But because we don't need that, we just put on the apartment and the Lady of Death to get our damage out. So you have 7.3 with severe, like high damage. So let's go demonstrate this here. Let's demonstrate its damage and its regen abilities.
Backup request.
We need to find out what happened to the team that went to try to repair the main shade node. The federal shelter should be beneath your current position. Find a way down there, but proceed with caution.
Please, dear God, y'all saw that. Did y'all really? I saw almost an 8 right there. Almost an 800K. And I'm at 3 blues.
We need to find out what happened to the team that went to try to
Actually,
repair the
technically
main
4
shade
blues
node.
because of the memento.
The federal shelter should be beneath your
I think
current
4
position.
reds.
Find a way down there, but proceed with caution.
Yep, there it is. Oh, I did see that. The other thing to note, I don't even have the striker shield on. I have the minigunner. So the striker shield would actually give me even more damage because I can get up to, what, 12% on the striker shield? I just have the minigunner on because I go through ammo so much and that extra armor kill. You can even use that because you're going to be close and personal to everything. So use the firewall and watch the damage you can go higher. Oh, perfect example. Alright, now that we're maxed. Come on, shoot. Thank you. There's my regen. 7.3. That's what I mean. Even the 7.3, sometimes it's not strong enough, even with these guys, because they shoot. Anyway, there you go. One-shot builds. You can get a glass or the Headhunter version. There's two different versions. Basically, the only difference is the glass, because you need the regen ability, you're better off having the memento on your backpack. If you're going to do the one-tap version, you would definitely go with this. Matter of fact, we can just show you how strong it is, at least. Now, there's two versions to this one. The two versions are going for crit chance, crit damage, or going headshot damage and like crit damage. I go weapon handling because that allows me to be able to get that extra little bit so I can keep this thing more accurate, especially for console. PC or anybody who uses a mouse and keyboard does not need that. Now, the other thing is you can sit here and wait for it to max out and then use your one shot, especially like on Chongos, but that's what it's like when you're just using it normally. Again, I went with weapon handling because you're going to get that extra weapon handling here. You can get it here, and it's already on the fucking holster, so you might as well. But again, headshot damage, weapon handling, or you can do the glass cannon one like I showed. This one here is crit chance headshot damage, or you can do weapon handling headshot damage. Same thing. The glass cannon one, you just got to be careful because you can take in a lot of damage. And if you do that, definitely go with the Picaro's holster. Pestilence build. I swear, if I see another Pestilence build where the player is using crit chance and weapon handling, I'm gonna flip my lid. Just kidding. I'm not gonna flip my lid on that because they're just messing up that build so much. There's one YouTuber out here who uses this the most. He just doesn't use the Sawyer's knee pads, but if you did, you'll see the max damage like this. Alright, two-piece walker. Right here. One with vigilance. Petrov gloves. Sacrifice chest piece. Picaro's holster. Sawyer's knee pads. Pestilence. Max pestilence tick. Right here. Now, you can trade the walker here and go for the Y'all Gear mask for PvE. The reason why is because that damage to health will rip apart their shields. That damage to health will help get that away to where you can get to the player. If not, and you're just shooting players who aren't using shields, definitely go with this. Other than that, this is going to be your strongest tick. Now, crit chance, crit damage everywhere. I have crit chance mods in, so my bullets will crit. Okay? People who sit here and tell you to use weapon handling so you can reload faster, their bullets are like Nerf bullets. They're not doing a thing. I'm at 46 and 105. So when I shoot, I'm hitting you for 600. I'm shooting you for almost 600 each bullet. So not only is my tick going to do damage, my bullets are going to do damage. There it is. Max tick. Wait for it to jump to the yellow. There. Nope. Went to the red. Get to the yellow. There we go. 1451. 1451. That's the max tick damage right now. And look, it's still just going over there killing that yellow. Oh, he's gone. I don't have to shoot anymore. It's going to kill him. Boomer killer. Now, other people have one-shot builds. They do other kinds of things. I call this the boomer killer because this thing kills dogs and it kills chungas. If you want to kill the Iron Horse, not Iron Horse, the Dark Hours bosses the fastest, you're going to want this. Now, that's not using like the little one-shot pistol builds up there to crack those things. This is for players who are just, you know, they don't have time to go out here and get this pistol, the Regulus. The players who haven't gotten this. The players who haven't come out here and gotten the Dodge City Gunslinger holster. Again, some of them still have to come out here and craft it, especially for new players. If you don't have those things and you can get this build, this is just as good. Okay, so let me show you how it works. We're going to reset that one. Okay, Busy Bee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should be maxed. Okay, there we go. Alright, so before I flip off, let's pulse. we go. We're building up our stacks. But as you can see, we'd have to build up our stacks faster. Yeah, we just... I'm a new asshole. As you saw, we did like 3-point-something mil. Now, this is highly effective against Chongas. So we're going to try to go over here and get a Chonga real quick. As this here should be my last build. And we're going to see if we can get a Chonga over here. If we can get one, we're to show how fast we can glass this motherfucker. If not, I'll try to get a bounty. Oh, perfect. Alright, I gotta wait, build up my stacks.
Just run one. Or hostile.
Not gonna shoot his backpack. I'm gonna show you how fast I can take him down. One mag gone.
Did anyone get hurt?
Now, again, the reason why that one hits them so hard is because Chongas are health damage. So, ARs are number one. Must have health damage. Because it's an AR, we also want the Y'all gear, the most health damage. Now, everybody's going to sit here and say, well, why don't you use 3-piece Walker then? Because you get more health damage. Yes, I could. But because I'm trying to get my AR to do more damage, we use a piece of Fenris. Since the Chongas are not damaged to armor. Because they're not damaged to armor, we can trade this out for a piece of Fenris. Get the weapon damage out. Now, because we can do that, we can also go get the thing that gives us the most damage, which you can technically use Glass Cannon if you wanted to. Or you can go for the more damage and go Perfect Focus. Then, because we already have that, you can actually go, as you can see, I'm at 150 right now in crit chance versus crit hit damage. So here, you can trade between a Gruppo or a Walker. Player's choice. I don't have a Gruppo yet. I'm going to test that later to see if it gives more damage. But you can go with a Gruppo right here on your backpack. Or you can go with the Providence gift, where you can do headshot, do extra headshot damage to their headshot, or their helmets. It'll give them more damage there too. Also, Picaro's holster, the extra weapon damage plus the core, and then the foxes. So we're giving the 2 strongest pieces that we can, plus the extra health damage for here. Yeah, and then we're Fenris, and then the most damage. This thing just lays waste to tanks. These guys. So it also, if you ever come across those drones up in the sky, I don't think I have one over here, but especially for Roosevelt Island, this build shreds those 2 drones at the end. So these 2 drones that are out here by this boat, the one that drops over here and the other one that drops over here, this build will just lay waste to them. So if it lays waste to them, it lays waste to the Iron Horse raid. I think it's Iron Horse, not Iron Horse. Dark Hours raid. Yeah. So I think that's it. And we've got the one build right here. The hybrid build, which I just call fun build. Yeah, there's the hybrid build again. That one we already previously showed. And then someone else asked me what's a good level 30 fast one, so I'll add that one in here. If you want to go through level 30 fast and you can't get anybody to join in with you, for instance, you're at level 30 going to 40, trying to go through Roni, set yourself up with this, especially if you've already got through Woni. Get yourself through, get yourself this. This build right here will walk you through Keener's mission really quick, really fast. And beforehand, for level 30, go ahead and farm yourself a build like this. Now, if you're optimal, you can trade Spike for NSYNC, but I didn't happen to find NSYNC. Every time I go through there, I try to at least find NSYNC on a rifle first. Haven't gotten it yet. But yeah, that would be more ideal. And for here, I have Hardwire. Skill damage, again, you see it's not maxed out. I don't have all of them maxed out. Tech support, pretty good. Overwatch, give your weapon and your skills damage without having to worry about the glass effect. And again, skill damage everywhere else. Drone and turret. And yeah, that's pretty much it for a level 30. Now, here's the funny thing. Oh, y'all, let's check this out. Let me go out here. You're gonna laugh at this. I promise. What's the difference between the level 30? You see how many bars I have? I have 3 bars. If I switch to this, that's how many bars I have. This is a level 40 build. Your first level 40, like, just low glass cannon. No major armor. Now, what's level 1 look like? It's not even a bar. It's maybe a bar. I get 1 bar of armor. Level 1. I swear to God. That's funny. So I go 1 bar. 3 bars. I think the other one's like 13 bars. Yeah, 13 bars. No, 12 bars. No, there wasn't an update today. That's why it says pre-TU17. Alright, and yeah, I think that's it. The rest of them are all PvP builds, which I'm going to put on a different video. Alright, what time is it? It is 2 o'clock.
Area detected.
And I could just go over these for a second. Okay, so spotter, the spotter meta. Now I know everybody prefers the FAMAS, but the spotter, because you're trying to be damaging from far away, the Carbine 7 has the best damage drop off. So in PvP, that's what really matters, is being able to hit your target before he can even get to you. If you can do that and land your shots, this here still hits just as hard as the FAMAS will. The only difference is the FAMAS just has more RPM. We're talking like 110% or 110 RPM more. So this here gives you the more damage. And because it has the better drop off than the FAMAS, you can reach out there, I think it's an extra 7 meters, and hit a target before he ever gets to you. Now, with that, you can trade the Talent 2 flatline, but if a player is using something like pulse resistance, you're not going to have any damage against them. So I had one originally with the Wicked because if someone was using ongoing, you could technically go to Sadist and get your Wicked out and do that. Problem is, not everybody wants to run ongoing directive. So because of that, you can go to Companion. And I've found Companion with this works even better, like way better. Now, we have the laser pointer on for the target that we're going to be shooting. If you happen to have a player who's running the commander build, you'll never need that piece, period. You won't need it because the commander is going to be doing all that stuff. So I've made 1, 2, 3, 4 builds that all synergize with each other perfectly to give everybody the max amount of damage, the max amount of survivability, everything. I mean, I went through these 4 with a fine-tooth comb. So if you have a 4-man crew and you run these 4 builds and you're good close and personal, you're good with this type of chess piece, which is the efficient and the med kits, and you want to get out the damage and you have someone who's good at calling out shit, I guarantee you take all 4 of these builds out there at one time, there is nobody going to take them down, period. None. And if you can drop off this DPS healer and put on, say, the medic right here, oh dude, there's no stopping that team. There's literally no stopping that team. Because the commander build will give them the pulse. It's going to give them an unbreakable, a free unbreakable. At the same time, he's able to do damage. Your spotter meta, because the commander is going to be giving out that pulse the whole time, he will always have damage. Your ongoing directive player is going to give you those other players, 20% extra damage on top of that. The healer is going to give them 30%, so you're talking an extra 50% to every single player, or at least to the DPS spotter one. Your DPS healer, if you were to throw this on instead, you could even give out an extra 15% versus the 20 or 30%, so you lose a little bit, but you also give your team that extra survivability and an extra gun. And then if he stacks them up with the shotgun, oh my god, I mean, you're talking an extra 20%, 15, so that's 35% damage and survivability, plus the little chem that he drops off of his mask. Yeah, you can ask some of the guys. They put all these together, run them, and it's super strong the way these 4 work together. So I'm going to drop those in a different video, but I'll show them to you one more time before I cut this. So it's ongoing directive like this. Especially even the specialists. The specialists have to be this way. This way you get as max amount of damage from the specialists as well. Because some specialists like this one here gives your team an extra 10%. Since his job is to be close and personal, he's going to give 10% to those targets that are closer. The spotter one, again, you don't have to run the technician if you have a commander. If you do that, you'd want this guy to have the minigunner on, so that way he can give your team the extra armor or bullets. This one here to give your team, when he shoots the shotgun, an extra 10% on top of that, so that's an extra 20% to those targets. And then you also get an extra 10% headshot damage for your team. So that's 20% damage plus 10% headshot damage total. And then this guy would have the minigunner, so that way they can have ammo. They don't have to ever go over and pick up ammo from the ammo crates. I mean, these 4 builds synergize together at one time. You'll never have to get ammo. You don't have to go get med kits because this guy's throwing med kits for everybody to heal. You don't have to worry about anything like that. And if you wanted to, you could trade him off for just the green healer. You got booster hives to get rid of status. You've got pulses so you can see everything. You got extra drones to go out and get damage. You got players on bleed to slow them down. Jammer pulses to shut off their skills. It's got everything, all 4. And this is what I'm talking about. Some content creators forget to put those out there. Builds that synergize with each other and how they synergize with each other. So I'll be doing that with the PvP one. So there's the 4. Ongoing, spotter, DPS, and again, if you have a team that's actually running this, you would want to go Wicked on your backpack here and go for Sadist. That way you always have something coming out, because you can't stop bleed in the dark zone. You can stop pulse by putting on a pulse resistance, but you can't stop the bleed. And then even this guy can even do extra damage by putting 40% damage to their armor if he just tosses a fire grenade and hits the players right there. So yeah, that's another way to glass a player down. And everybody else has got busy bees so they can stack up the damage. So anyway, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all the builds in this game that I can show you. So I'll be ready to make those now that I got everything fully set up. Catch you on the next one.